This is Sylvia Saber with Optv Global Headlines. Starting with the top international stories for the day.
Prime Minister of Pakistan Imran Khan and Chinese President held a historic meeting. The two leaders reviewed the entire gamut of Pakistan-China bilateral cooperation and exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. United States has warned that Russia may invade Ukraine any day. Ukraine has pushed back at apocalyptic predictions, saying Kiev is ready for any development. French President Emmanuel Macron flies to Moscow in a risky diplomatic move. Macron is seeking commitments from Russian President Vladimir Putin to dial down tensions with Ukraine. Pakistanis living in exile have been warned by the United Kingdom police forces of threats to their lives. The counter-terrorism policing asked to keep a low profile. The development came just a week after a jury convicted Mohammad Gohar Khan, who agreed to kill a Pakistani dissident based in the Netherlands. The Canada's capital, Ottawa, has declared a state of emergency in response to more than a week of truckers' protests against COVID restrictions. The truckers have paralyzed the center of Ottawa. City's mayor said the protests posed a threat to the safety and security of residents. Palestine's President Mahmoud Abbas has pledged commitment to reform as the embattled Palestine Liberation Organization. Mahmoud Abbas also promised election in occupied East Jerusalem in the meeting of PLO. Police in India-administered Kashmir have arrested a young journalist on accusations of publishing anti-national content. Fahad Shah is the editor of news portal Kashmirwala. 9 people died in 3 days when more than 100 avalanches struck Austria. Most of the avalanches hit the Western Tyrol region. Queen Elizabeth II has become the first British monarch to reign for 7 decades. The Queen announces her sincere wish that Camilla, the wife of heir Prince Charles, should ultimately be known as Queen Consort. Up next, we have the national updates. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed has said that New Delhi does not leave any opportunity to destabilize Pakistan. Paying rich tribute to the sacrifices of security forces, he said 20 terrorists were killed in 72 hours while 9 soldiers embraced martyrdom in the attacks. Chairman Senate Sadiq Sanjarani and Chief Minister Balochistan Mir Abdul Quddus Bazinjo visited Frontier Corps headquarters. The leaders lauded the Frontier Corps Balochistan for their bravery in the recent terror attacks. 5 soldiers martyred and 6 injured in Balochistan. Taking a jibe at the Pakistan People's Party for not having enough supporters for its anti-government campaign, Federal Minister for Information and Broadcasting Fawad Chaudhry has offered them to provide camels and horses for the long march. Fawad said that criminals showed solidarity with each other on Kashmir Solidarity Day. Chairman Pakistan People's Party Bilawal Bhutto Zardari blamed other governments for the water scarcity in Sindh and Balochistan. Bilawal vowed to resolve the water woes of Sindh and Balochistan once his party returns to power. The government coalition partner Muttahida Qawmi Movement has intensified contacts with opposition parties. A delegation of MQM Pakistan will meet leader of the opposition in the National Assembly, Shehbaz Sharif, at his Lahore residence on Tuesday. Most of the Karachi's Green Line escalators and lifts are out of order. People, especially elderly citizens, are facing difficulties in using this bus service.
Equal justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise, marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.
Up next, we have the health updates. Pakistan's fresh case count of COVID-19 has diminished drastically overnight. COVID-19 positivity ratio dropped down to 7.45% in a single day. Country's COVID-19 death rate sees uptick after slight decline. Up next, we have the updates on science and technology. Many of the world's biggest companies are failing to meet their own targets on tackling climate change. The New Climate Institute report says Google, Amazon, IKEA, Apple, and Nestle are among these companies. They also routinely exaggerate their progress. Up next, we have the sports updates. Karachi Kings left fans in deep frustration after they registered their fifth consecutive defeat in the Pakistan Super League. The Babar Azam-led Kings stand last on the points table with a run rate of -1.136. US-born figure skater Zhu Yi came under attack after she fell on Olympic debut for China. Many people questioned why an American-born skater was picked to represent China at the expense of an athlete born in the country. Senegal beat Egypt on penalties to win their first African Cup. Senegal won the title by beating Egypt 4-2 in a penalty shootout. Up next, we have the entertainment updates. The fashion industry is hugely polluting, producing about 1.2 billion tons of carbon emissions every year. Tens of thousands of unwanted clothes from Europe and USA are being dumped at Atacama Desert annually to resell to Latin American nations. The political fraternity of Pakistan paid tribute to the Indian beloved singer Lata Mangeshkar. Pakistani politicians including PM Imran Khan, Shehbaz Sharif, Bilawal Bhutto, Fawad Chaudhry and Usman Buzdar paid homage to the legendary services of the deceased singer. Actor Usman Mukhtar exposed Indian propaganda that showed him as a martyred Pakistan army soldier. The actor shared a picture in which he was claimed to be Captain Danial, who embraced martyrdom in the recent terrorist attacks in Panjgur of Balochistan. Former Indian skipper MS Dhoni is ready to walk onto the battlefield in his graphic novel debut. Dhoni shared the first look of his avatar in Atharva the Origin. Up next, we have the business updates. The International Monetary Fund said new taxes worth 430 billion rupees will be mooted into the Pakistan's next budget. The upcoming federal budget would entail an increase in federal tax revenue by about rupees 1.155 trillion. Pakistan has been ranked 8th in the Global Islamic Economic Indicator list. The State Bank of Pakistan has been voted as the best central bank in promoting Islamic finance for the fourth time by a poll conducted by Islamic Finance News.
Equal justice under law. We haven't yet lived up to that promise, marginalized communities across our nation. I'm Faisal Gill. I saw how the color of your skin, so I went to law school because I wanted to fight to make the law work for all, because I wanted to give back, because Black lives matter, because we need to incarcerate less and educate more. Deserves justice.